Come towards the top of your mat in a tabletop. And we'll begin with a little bit of cat-cow movement. I like to rock into my cat-cow, so lurching a little forwards on the back bend and rounding a little bit back on the curl. Enjoy that at your own pace, maybe linking your movement with your breath. So nice. Come into the center there, and we'll let our feet shift to the left, our knees to the right, and come into your version of a child's pose that has a little bit more length on your right side. Into the center and feet to the right, knees to the left, your child's form there with a little more length on the left side. Go side to side like this. You might kind of pick up your knees as you rotate. Can do it with your breath. Inhale to center, exhale, get long. Finding some space in your lower back. Now when you take your knees to the right, your feet to the left, can you take your right foot forwards and open up? And shift the other side. So take your knees to the left, your feet to the right, and open your left foot up. And open into a bit of a side plank variation. And go side to side like that when you get the movement. I like to come up onto tippy toes on my back leg. Lots of variations you can do with this. You can come into a side angle. So your back leg can go like a warrior two back leg. And you can get a side angle. You could catch your ankle of your back leg as you go side to side. And find a little bit of an extension through your spine. Whatever you're doing side to side, can you squeeze your two frontal hip points together and keep a bit of containment on the front side of your abdomen? You might even float your back leg. Let's go for 5. Play with it. You can peel that top arm open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come into the center there and take your right knee out to the side for 10. 9. Belly button faces the floor. 8. 7. Keep breathing with it. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. On 1, keep your knee lifted and then kick it out. So you're externally rotating that leg and lift for 10. 9. Try not to arch your back here. 7. 6. Belly button faces the floor and lift your low back towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. And then you can open up in that way that you just did. Bring it back to center. Open up the other way. Back into center, left knee out to the side for 10, 9, neutral spine, 7, 6, 5, 4, containing from your low abdomen, 3, 2, on 1, keep it lifted, kick out, rotate your belly button towards the floor, lift from your outer glute for 10, 9, 8, active feet, 7, 6, 5, still in your low back, 3, 2, 1, and then open it up to the side on both sides. Flush it out. Come into the center and find a little bit of that rolling cat, cow. And back into your downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, feet a little closer together. And we'll do the knees swiveling to one side and the hips to the other in down dog. So you're kind of flushing out your lower back. Go at your own pace. You might be going a little slower, a little faster than me. When you go to one side, you can shift into that arm and pull your top elbow back and keep going with that. Yeah, so you get a little bit of a pectoral stretch. Peeling open the top shoulder. All right, this time, when you come onto your left hand, take your left hip to the floor, take your left elbow to the floor, knees together. When you open up this time, lift both your hips off the floor, opening your knees. 10, 9, keep going with it. 8, 7, 6. You can peel open that top arm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Rotate up, come into that bent knee down dog where you rainbow your hips and open up through your low back. You can let your top arm peel off the ground for a few more rotations, warming up through your spine and your hips. And then when you come to the right, let your right hip come all the way down, your right elbow come down, knees together, open for 10. Try to keep your back 9 from bending here. So stable through your spine, isolating strength in your hips. Open up as much as you like with that feeling of squeezing your 2 frontal hip bones together. 3, 2, press your bottom shoulder into the mat. 1, come on up, back into your rainbow down dog. For 3, 2, and 1. Roll into an angry cat plank through a toe tucked up dog. Tuck your chin. Ripple back to downward facing dog. Roll onto your knees back into a tabletop and find an arching cat cow for 3, for 2, and for 1. Come into the center there and then lift your right leg back behind you, neutral through your spine. So squeeze those 2 frontal hip bones together. Find that. You can even take your left hand on your low back to see if you're overdoing low back muscles and draw your low back a little up towards the ceiling. Then we'll hover and pulse our leg up and down for 10 from your glute, from your backside. 8, 7, 6. Try to roll your inner thigh up towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take your right knee in. Try not to overly round your back there. And then kick your inner heel up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze your knees to midline. 6, 5, 4. I like to check in with my core. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now here, I feel like you can bring your knee in. Take your foot over to the side. Catch it with your left hand, your opposite hand, and then bring it back up, squeezing knees together. Now minimize the back bend and maximize the glute and hamstring work in that leg. Almost tone your lower abdomen into the midline. Deepen and hollow your front body, widen your back body, and fire up your glutes there for a breath. Release it out. Downward facing dog with those swivel hips, side to side. Might do that with your breath. Check in with your pacing. You can go at your own pace. And then roll through that angry cat plank into a toe tucked up dog. Ripple up and back to your downward facing dog. Roll over your toes, come to your tabletop. Cat cow it out for 3, for 2. Beautiful continual movement with breath for 1. Come into the center, left leg back behind you. Neutral spine, squeeze in, close the door of your abdomen through the front, and then lift your inner leg up towards the ceiling, pulsing. 8, 7, 6, 5. I like to check in with my low back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it in to the chest. Kick up your inner heel with a bent leg, really firing up hamstring and backside. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knee in, swing that foot over to the side, grab it with your opposite hand, your right hand. Kick it back up. Minimize the back bend through your low spine. Maximize it through your back side. Arch your chest a little forward like that lurching cat-cow. And find your back bend. A little stronger through your posterior chain. Release it out. Tuck your toes. Go back into the swivel down dogs. So nice. Side to side. Your own pace. Sigh it out. Move it out.